The hilarious try-hard nature of number six continues to grow out of control as just continues to be more and more frustrated over the fact that Koichi dodges him left, right, and center. Koichi seems to always have the perfect counter for him. And number six is just so frustrated because Koichi is just so unassuming. The fact that he's struggling with this kid is just pissing number six off to no end. Because he really does buy into the hype of his knuckle bomb. He's just like, I can destroy cars with this shit. Easily. You should not be alive after all of this. And Koichi has no real response to any of this, because Koichi is a simpleton, which sounds like an insult, but because of how simplistic Koichi's thought processes are, and O'Clock, I always call him Overclock for some reason. O'Clock, well, number six's mental competencies, his inner rationality, which I still love this weird presence number six has in his mind, where it's just like, it's because he thinks so fast because of the O'Clock ability. But I love the analytical nature of this, where the inner O'Clock of number six is just like, he's doing this all subconsciously. He has no idea what the hell is going on, or how he's doing any of this. So number six is just like, okay, well then I'll just go in and just start wailing on him with normal punches. I won't load up the bomber ability, I'll just strike him. And O'Clock is just like, yeah, no, that's a terrible idea. That is the utmost stupid idea. Because your knuckle bombs are the thing that give you the best advantage or the possibility of dominating Koichi with a lucky strike. Regular punches without any form of strength behind them aren't really going to do much against Koichi's weirdly ultimate defensive capabilities. And because number six really just believes in his own hype, it's just like, well, I have a strong enough body that I can push past the limits of Overclock. I can overwhelm Koichi's defensive abilities and all that. But as number six goes in for the flurry of strikes, he's just like, Koichi is predicting where my strikes are coming and defending against them instinctively. Like, he's damn near keeping up with every shot that number six puts in. And number six is continuing to get, like, really freaked out. It's just like, how is he defending against this? And so he goes in even faster and does manage to get in some solid strikes against Koichi, and then goes in for another knuckle bomb, only for Koichi to fire his shooting blam, with number six just barely managing to dodge it. And he's just like, wait, he shot at me during my ultimate strike? How did he know I was going in for a big strike? How did he know to go on the offensive against that to interrupt my attack? And O'Clock is just like, that's Koichi's ultimate ability that I've been trying to tell you, man. Koichi, in combat situations, just naturally does things. He will naturally dodge. He will naturally go on the offensive when necessary. He does everything naturally. Now, in everyday situations, which we've seen for the past 107 chapters, he will say the stupidest things out of nowhere for no reasoning at all. But in terms of stuff like this, Koichi is the master now. Your fast thought processes can't keep up with his fast reflexes, his instinctive reflexes. And O'Clock starts to get a little worried. It's just like, yes, he is getting extremely lucky now. You could really just write it off as that, but at the rate he is going, you need to avoid this child going forward. You're not going to beat him today, or possibly ever. His quirk has grown to a degree that it is superior to you in every way. From the speed, the range attacks, the defensive abilities, and his reflexes all in conjunction with each other. Yeah, Right now, all he can do is run and dodge you. Just barely duck out of the way. It's very simplistic, but at his growth rate that he's had, especially over the course of this battle, he will become the perfect enemy to come after you should you attack him again one day. And I love the imagery that is given for this, where Koichi goes from being this minor annoyance, this thing kind of ominously in the background for a number six. Like, yeah, it's a bit of a problem. That's a little bit on the horizon getting closer. But with enough time, he becomes this looming threat for number six that is just like, you will not be able to overcome this motherfucker. You need to not deal with him ever again. Because with his skill, his ability, everything that he is and ever will be, you will never be able to beat him. Avoid him at all costs, just like All Might. And I love that. I love the implications behind that. That is so fantastic. And, Koichi is just like coughing up a storm because of one of the gut checks number six gave to him, but he's just like, yeah. Honestly, we've been seeing it over the course of the past several chapters. Koichi's growth has been insane. But number six can't take that. He's too caught up in his feelings, too caught up in that want to be this thing that just surpasses everyone else. He's too caught up in the notion that Koichi has stolen the limelight from him. And at this point, he's just so focused on Koichi, he can't think about the bigger picture anymore. And so he decides to go and shift into full gear, modifying his body in ways that cause him to, I guess, take on the appearance of his ultimate form. All the abilities that he has within him at maximum. He no longer looks like a human. He looks like a high-end Nomu. And he calls this really demonic form Operation Anonymous Phase 6. Now, whether or not this ability will give him the edge that he needs is anyone's guess. This might very well manage to overwhelm Koichi, but with everything that Koichi has managed to do up until now, Koichi really has already accomplished his mission. Number 6 couldn't care less about Pop Step. She is no longer on his radar whatsoever. Koichi is. And as long as Koichi can continue to dodge number 6 for a while longer until potentially other heroes show up on the scene to help handle number 6 and his honestly mental breakdown that he's been having, it'll be a wrap at that point. Anyone can show up if this battle, quote unquote, continues on for just a little while longer. And I think that'll end up being the plan. Koichi, he's not going on the offensive. Not really. I don't see that happening. At least not yet. But him waiting it out until others arrive on the scene, especially with the commotion that number 6 has been making, and making himself into this bigger and bigger enemy who looks threatening as all get out, yeah. Heroes will arrive on the scene, and they'll ultimately be the one to take him down and help out Koichi in the end. Number 6's hubris is getting him into so much trouble, and he's not listening to his inner rationality anymore. He's signed his own doom, basically. And I love it. I love that his hubris has been his undoing during this fight. If he simply had ended Koichi immediately in an instant, this wouldn't be a problem. Had he avoided Koichi, wouldn't be a problem. But he's chosen to go down this path, and number 6 only has himself to blame. And I love it when it not so much the hero who is dominating the fight, but the villain's own ego. It's brilliant. It's brilliant. I love it. I love it so much. But tell me your thoughts in the comment section below. How are you feeling about this showdown and how it's gone down? How Koichi has been stupid lucky in a lot of these areas? Do you feel that it is way too convenient and not believable enough for you? Or are you loving that Koichi has become this massive threat for number 6? That he just feels that he needs to go all out in order to overcome just to prove how great he really is. I love stuff like that, but let me know your thoughts. And if you like this video, please like, subscribe, comment, hit the bell icon for notifications for more Vigilantes. And until next time, I've been Duuz-Diz-Din, and I will see you later. Bye-bye.